Hello, everyone. Okay, found my spotlight. I would like to start today with a quote. It says that keep your thoughts positive because your thoughts becomes your words. Keep your words positive because your words becomes your behaviors. And keep your behaviors positive because your behaviors become your habits. And keep your habits positive because your habits becomes your values. I really want you to keep this quote in mind throughout my talk today. It essentially says that our thoughts and our words can have a profound effect on our action and our values. I am currently an international etiquette and cross-cultural communication educator. How I fell into my job has everything to do with my childhood. I am a third culture kid, and what that means is I was born in Vietnam, but I was raised in Sweden, in Japan, in England, in Belgium, in the States, and even spent some time living in the Philippines. And so I have a very weird notion of home. My home can be nowhere, or my home can be everywhere. And because I move in and out of cultures and countries all the time, I really understand the notion of not fitting in, or that awkwardness when you first face a new environment. And so in my daytime job now, I help students like you to integrate confidently in new environment. That could be moving to a different country, or that could be making new friends, or joining a new group of friends. And I do this by teaching etiquette. But what is etiquette? Some people believe etiquette is a set of social rules, protocols, shaped by a culture, a country, or a community. But today, I will keep it really simple for you and just tell you that etiquette is communication through different forms, because what you wear and how you wear your outfit is a way of communication. How you interact, where you stand, where you sit, is also a form of communication. What words you say and how you say them, it's also communication. And did you know that the way you sneeze can also be a form of communication? But etiquette essentially is about communicating and having the right social skills so that the people around us can feel respected and comfortable, enough to really welcome us. It's about having good manners and behaving politely. Sorry. And so I just shared with you there are different forms of communication, but officially there are 5. We can communicate verbally, or we can communicate non-verbally, body language. We can communicate through writing, like an email, a text, a poem, or we can communicate visually. There's a saying in English that a picture speaks 1,000 words. And lastly, not many people know this, but you can definitely communicate through just by listening. So although there are 5 official ways of communication, I just want to focus on one today, and that is words. Not words that we speak to other people, but words that we speak to ourselves every day. Now, how many of you here today have actually thought these thoughts or have said these words out loud to yourself? Raise your hand. I am seeing a few, and I'm sure there are more. This is what I call negative self-talk. And it's performed by no other than our inner critic. Our inner critic is very mean. I'm sure you know this. If you really think about it, it's terrible to just go up to somebody and say, gosh, you're fat. Or to criticize somebody and say, you definitely can't do that. You're totally incapable, not good enough. Now, if we can't say these words to other people, then why are we saying it to ourselves? We shouldn't, because words are powerful. Mean languages or good language, they all can affect us. Studies have even found that negative language related to pain can intensify pain if compared to a neutral language. Other studies have also found that if you're a sports team, you are more likely to perform better or even just enjoy the game regardless of your results if your coach uses positive and welcoming and encouraging words. I have lived through many different countries, traveled to different places, and I can tell you this much: as humans, collectively and universally, we are all connected to words. This is precisely why you and I can all be moved by a good love song, or we can cry over a letter, a text, an email, a book. In my field of work, I get asked a lot by parents and students how to build confidence to integrate into a new environment. But the truth of confidence building lies in the way that we think and talk to ourselves. Because confidence simply means understanding our capabilities. But to understand our capabilities, you have to seek for the truth. Unfortunately, our inner critic doesn't speak the truth. It speaks from a place of fear and panic. It's very frazzled. It's very confused half the time, and it likes to do the shortcut. Let me give you an example. When facing a very difficult situation, many of us, including me, sometimes would just say, I can't do this. That is your inner critic. But your inner truth will probably have a different view. It will say, yes, you are scared, you are nervous, but not because you can't do it. It's simply because you've never done this before. And it's okay if you try. Or it could look something like this. Another time, facing a difficult situation, feeling unmotivated, we could just label ourselves quickly because I'm just lazy. Your inner truth will speak differently. It will say, yes, it's true, you're not feeling so great today, but you can always take a break and come back again, right? The inner critic, I want you to know, is very stubborn. It likes to predict the truth. It thinks it knows the truth. If you are lazy today, it means you're going to be a lazy person tomorrow, and the day after, and the year after, period. You're just going to be that lazy person. You're forever a failure. But that's not the truth, because nobody knows the future. And so your inner truth gives you hope and possibilities. If you're lazy today, okay, but then you can take a break and get back up tomorrow. Who knows? So how do we quiet down our inner critic and practice positive self-talk? Number one, we fact-check our inner critic. It doesn't always speak the truth because it's in panic. It's in panic mode, it's scared. And so if, again, you say, you know what, I'm a failure. Is that really true? Are you defined by your failure? Or yes, you did fail in this task, but you have succeeded in many other tasks. So always fact check your inner critic. It doesn't always speak the truth, and seek for the truth. Number two, practice gratitude. Again, how many of you here have said this to yourself? I'm not tall enough. I'm not skinny enough. My skin is not cleared enough. I cannot be the only one. Hands up. I'm sure there are more. But yes, we all have said this to ourselves. But let's change our perspective a little bit and say thank you to the pair of eyes that is still working, or your pair of lungs that allows you to breathe, or your legs that are still standing strong, allow you to come to the TED Talk today or go to work every day. Would being tall and skinny and cleared skin, would any of that matter at all if you're bedridden today, can't breathe, can't see? Would it even matter? I don't think so. And so change your perspective, practice gratitude to quiet down that inner critic. Lastly, mind your words and treat yourself the way you treat others. Now I know there's a saying, treat others the way you want to be treated. But through my work, I've noticed that we are often our worst critic. And so if you have a friend who's going through a hard time, and I don't think any of us here will say, oh, for God's sake, get over it. You're such a drama queen. That's not a big deal. If we aren't saying those things to our friends, then we shouldn't be saying those things to ourselves. I really believe that if we are mindful about how we are speaking to other people, then we can be more gentle and compassionate to ourselves. Okay, oh my God, my lips is getting dry. Okay, so I've spent the last few minutes telling you about the power of words and how to quiet down your inner critic. I would like to end my session today with a story that highlights the effect of positive self-talk. Meet Daisy. Daisy was once a student of mine. When she was in high school, she had this big dream of going to Stanford. And when I asked her, why do you want to go to Stanford? She said, oh, it's because it's the university that many of my idols went there and graduated. Names such as Sergey Brin, Larry Page, founders of Google, or Phil Knight, the founder of Nike. Daisy was ambitious in every single way. Not only did she want to go to Stanford, but she also wanted to study engineering, and with at least 50% of scholarship. So she studied really hard for her school results, prepared even harder for her university applications. She revised every single possible questions for the interview. During this time, Daisy even shared with me that she's so determined to get into Stanford that she had to repeat to herself every single day and night, morning and night, I will get into Stanford with at least 50% of scholarship. I believe in the modern world, we call this what? Manifestation. And so the big day came, and Daisy went to the interview. She was very pleased. She shared with me later that everything went exactly according to plan. A few weeks passed, and then a school notice letter came through. We opened it together, and Daisy did get into Stanford, but unfortunately, with only 30% of scholarship. Between me and Daisy and her family, we all knew that without 50% of scholarship, there is no way that Daisy could attend Stanford. So while I was still very sad and disappointed, something shifted in Daisy. She didn't get into a mode of asking why was it only 30%, but immediately shifted to a question of how can I get that extra 20%? So she reached out to everybody at Stanford in every single way. And Stanford responded, but not to give her that extra 20% right away. No, life doesn't work that way. But Stanford did grant her a second interview. And off Daisy went, and another few weeks passed, and another letter came through. This time, yes, Daisy did secure that extra 20%. So altogether, she got her 50%. I'm not telling you this story to give you false hope, to sort of tell you that for every second interview out there that you may get, it's guaranteed that you will land yourself some extra percentage of scholarship. But I am telling you this story because the determination of Daisy was shaped by her thoughts and her words that she speaks to herself, followed through by some very solution-based action. And ultimately, she realized her value is not to give up, always to keep trying. Again, nothing is guaranteed in life, but you would never know if you don't try. And to try is to have courage. And courage starts with the words, the kind, honest, and compassionate words you speak to yourself every day. Thank you.